If you want to master the art of human nature and stop being the toy in someone else's hands, in destiny's hands, then you have to realize one very important thing. The greatest sin a person can commit is to betray yourself by taking actions that go against your true nature. Please understand that you cannot fake a high status presence if your inner world is full of unmet needs, unresolved problems. So actually your inner world is a waiting room for other people's validation. You can attend every body language seminar. You can take power poses. You can memorize perfect script. But here's the truth. Your self-esteem precedes you. Before you even open your mouth, everyone in the room feels what you carry in resin. People can sense the kind of person you truly are. Even if you try to hide it, you need to stop performing and start being. And that brings us to the essential part of this video. What is the definition of self-esteem? Please understand that your self-esteem is built every single day. Subconsciously or consciously, it's built every single day by actions that you take and by decisions that you make. Self-esteem is a dynamic relationship between two very important parts of your inner world. The first part, the one part, is the part that desires. It's your inner feminine. The other part is that implements. It's your inner masculine. And I call this Bonnie and Clyde. So basically, self-esteem is how your Bonnie rates your Clyde. So does your inner woman trust your inner man to deliver on promises? Does his power match her desires? So this is a very important question that you have to ask yourself. And here's the truth. Every single action that you take in your life is either an investment in your self-esteem or it's just a way to destroy it. And there is no neutral ground. You're either fueling your inner power or you are just betraying yourself. So here is a challenge for you for the next 30 days. Please, before you take any action, before you make a decision, before you agree, before you decide, before you make something, please ask yourself one very important question. Does this action make me respect myself more, or does it steal my self-respect? Hello guys, my name is Anis and welcome to my channel. You must realize that self-esteem is a structure you must build every single day, brick by brick, consciously. Think of your self-esteem like your physical body. You are feeding it something every single day. And the question is, are you choosing the high quality nourishment or you're just living on junk food? And unfortunately, most people choose junk food. It might give you a quick high, but it leaves your self-esteem very soft, fluffy and weak. What you are doing is you are trading your long-term power to a cheap temporary fix. So let's talk about what is junk food in the context of self-esteem. It's about passive pleasure. It's about any action that relies on external applause. It's about searching for external validation, of course. So every action you make, you are making this not for yourself, not to become proud of yourself, not to become the best version of yourself in your eyes. You are doing this just to get the validation you need to nourish your self-esteem. You have to understand that when you have the desire to cling to someone, when you constantly think about someone who is not a part of your life, so it's probably already a past, yes? If you think about it, then you have to understand that in this moment, you have a very damaged self-esteem. Basically, what you need is a bandage on your weak, damaged self-esteem. That's why you're clinging to it. Because you don't have other way to fuel yourself. You don't have other way to fuel your self-esteem. And let's be honest, it's much easier to fuel yourself with cheap dopamine than to earn your own self-respect in your eyes, to make you proud of yourself. It's easier to be a lazy victim than to stand up and make you proud of yourself by taking action. Because it requires discipline, it requires a strong mindset, and it requires a lot of things. It's much easier to sit and think about Thomas than to stand up and change anything in your life. Of course, it's easier to be a soccer ball than to be a soccer player. So, if you want to move away from this dependency, you have to stop choosing junk food and start fueling your self-esteem with high-quality nutrition. Stable self-esteem is only built when you're taking actions that make you proud of yourself every single day. Yes, it requires discipline. Yes, it requires time. Self-esteem is not something that can be built in one day. No, it requires time because you have to show your brain that you are the leader of your life. Because if you don't do this, your brain is going to search for authority somewhere else. And here is the most important thing. By choosing high quality nutrition for your self-esteem, you actually transform from a very weak person to a blazing volcano. What does it mean? You ignite such a fire in yourself. You become a source of energy that everyone is drawn to. You become unshakable in your relationship with destiny and in your relationship with other people. Because here's the secret to a perfect relationship with life, with other people. Ignite such a fire within yourself that other people feel drawn to you and that they need you more than you need them. You have to understand the fundamental truth. Saying no to others is a way to say yes to yourself. Please understand that if you're in an empty cup, and your life is full of unresolved problems, unmet needs, and you are not helping anyone by depleting yourself. You can only give quality to this world from a place of abundance, from a place of overflow. But when you are in a point, when you are in a situation where everything in your life is just like not the way it has to be, then please don't be that people pleaser. So every time you say yes when you want to say no, you're just given the bricks that are meant for you to build something long lasting, to build your foundation in life. You give them away to strangers, and then you wonder why you can't build anything long lasting. Of course, because you are operating and you are acting like a soccer ball and not like a soccer player. And here's the truth. You are not doing this out of kindness. Probably you think that when you give something to others, you do this out of kindness. But the truth is, it's not. It's just your weakness. You're doing this only because you want others' people validation. You want to feel loved. This is the reason why you do something for others while your cup is empty. And people feel the lie. They might not be able to articulate it or acknowledge it, but on a subconscious level, every person feels the lie. They feel that you are not given this from your heart. You are given everything just because you want to feel loved and you want to get that approval from others, because you can't get this approval from yourself. By actions, by becoming smarter, healthier, more beautiful, more happy. And of course, it's not an act of love, it's an act of manipulation. That's the reason why you always met with rejection and ingratitude. You have to understand the core difference between being reactive and being proactive. Reactive people, I call them soccer balls. They are kicked around by agendas, desires, goals of others. They go wherever they are sent. And this is a childish position. You have to understand that if you live your life in a childish position, you will never get money, real money. You will never get real relationship and real sex. Proactive people instead are the soccer players in life. So they influence the direction of the game. To gain respect, especially in your own eyes, you have to stop being the ball, the soccer ball. Your daycare days are over. You need to start to train. You need to start to train your proactivity and to choose actions that make you proud of yourself every single day. It requires discipline and it requires time. And then you become a source of abundance. And then you create fiesta in your life and watch how the game of life changes when you're finally holding the ball.